Expanded story script. Opening hook. The laughter was sharp, cutting through the air like glass shattering on a cold floor. It wasn't the kind of laughter that came from joy. No. This was the kind that stung. The kind that made the hairs on the back of your neck stand on edge. 3 girls stood in the middle of Lincoln High's hallway, holding a pink backpack high above the head of the new girl, tossing it between them like it was some kind of game. The crowd watched, phones out, whispers spreading. The new girl's name was Ava Mitchell. She didn't beg for her bag back. She didn't cry. She didn't even flinch. She just stood there, eyes fixed on them with a strange calm, like someone who had been through far worse. Seconds later, they would toss her backpack into the trash, laughing like it was the funniest thing in the world. What they didn't know, what no one at Lincoln High knew, was that Ava wasn't just the new girl. She was a national junior boxing champion. And this wasn't the first time she'd been cornered by people who thought they could break her. Chapter 1, New Town, same story. Ava's life had been one long series of first days. Her mom's job as a military logistics officer meant constant moves. New towns, new schools, new faces, it was exhausting. She had stopped trying to memorize names because, sooner or later, she'd be gone again. Her dad used to say, "Home isn't a place, kiddo. It's the people you carry with you." But he wasn't around anymore. He passed away 3 years ago from a sudden heart attack, leaving Ava and her mom to figure things out on their own. This move to Lincoln High was supposed to be a fresh start, according to her mom. But Ava had heard that before. Fresh starts rarely stayed fresh. She arrived in her favorite hoodie, navy blue, sleeves pulled over her hands, and her prized pink backpack. It wasn't just a school bag. It was her trophy case. Every tiny embroidered star on it represented a boxing match she'd fought, every stitch a memory of victory. Her dad had sewn the first star himself. Chapter 2, The Queen Bee. It didn't take long for Ava to notice the power structure in this school. Madison Carter was at the top. Flawless hair, designer clothes, and a voice that carried through the hallway like a bell. Everyone seemed to know her, and more importantly, no one seemed to cross her. She was always flanked by her 2 lieutenants, Kayla and Brianna. The 3 of them were inseparable, and together, they ruled the hallways like a royal court. Ava had no intention of becoming a target. She kept her head down, focused on getting to her locker. But the universe seemed to have other plans. Chapter 3, The Backpack Incident. It was between second and third period. Ava was pulling a notebook from her locker when she felt someone step too close. "Cute bag," Madison said, looking her up and down. "Where'd you get it, preschool?" Ava ignored her. She'd learned from years of moving around that ignoring people like Madison was usually the best option. But Madison wasn't used to being ignored. In one swift motion, Madison yanked the backpack from Ava's hands. "Hey!" Ava snapped, reaching out, but Madison had already tossed it to Kayla. "Whoa, heavy. What's in here? A brick?" Kayla laughed, tossing it to Brianna. They kept throwing it back and forth, their laughter growing louder as more students stopped to watch. Ava's chest burned with anger. She could have ended it right there, just a quick step in, a clean jab to disarm them. But her coach's voice echoed in her mind, "A champion doesn't fight every battle. Pick your moment." Madison caught the bag one last time and sauntered toward the nearest trash can. "Oops," she said with mock sweetness, and let it drop into the garbage. The crowd laughed. Someone filmed. Ava walked to the bin, pulled her backpack out, and brushed off the coffee-stained banana peel stuck to the side. She didn't say a word. Chapter 4, The Secret She Carried. Ava didn't need the whole school to know she boxed. She'd been training since she was 8, back when her dad signed her up for lessons after a boy in her old neighborhood had pushed her off her bike. She didn't fight to hurt people, she fought to protect herself. After her dad died, boxing became her therapy. Coach Ramirez had been more than a trainer, he was like family. He'd taught her that boxing wasn't just about fists. It was about patience, strategy, and timing. That's why she walked away from Madison that day. She wasn't afraid. she was just waiting. Chapter 5, The Rumors Begin. By lunchtime, the whole school knew about the backpack thing. Ava sat alone in the corner of the cafeteria, picking at her sandwich while whispers floated around her. She didn't even fight back, someone said. Probably too scared, another voice replied. Madison's table was the loudest. If she's that quiet now, just wait, Madison said. She'll probably transfer by next month. Ava clenched her fists under the table. She wanted to tell them everything, that she'd knocked out regional champions, that her name was in sports magazines. But she stayed silent. Talking wouldn't change their minds. Chapter 6, The First Real Challenge. The harassment didn't stop. Books got accidentally knocked from her hands. Someone shoved her in the hallway. Notes with cruel words appeared in her locker. One afternoon, Kayla tripped her in front of the science lab. Ava hit the floor hard, scraping her knee. The laughter was instant. When she got home, her mom noticed the bruise. Rough day? Just the usual, Ava said. Her mom looked at her for a long moment. You know, your dad used to say people fear what they don't understand. Maybe it's time they understood you. Chapter 7, The Gym Encounter. A few days later, during free period, Ava wandered into the school gym. It was quiet, empty, except for one person. Jason Rivera, captain of the boys' boxing team, was working the heavy bag. She picked up a jump rope and started her warm-up. Soon, she was shadowboxing, feet gliding, hands snapping in clean jabs. Jason stopped mid-punch, watching. You fight? A little, she said. He smirked. A little? That's championship-level footwork. She shrugged. Not interested in teams. Jason leaned against the bag. You know Madison's not gonna stop until you push back, right? Ava didn't answer. She wasn't ready. Not yet. Chapter 8, The Breaking Point. It happened on a Friday. Ava walked into the cafeteria to see Madison standing on a table, holding Ava's lunch tray above her head. Who wants to see what baby food looks like? Madison called out. The crowd laughed. Ava walked forward slowly, eyes locked on Madison's. Put it down, she said. Madison smirked. Make me. And something inside Ava clicked. Chapter 9, The Challenge. Ava's voice was steady. Tomorrow. Community gym. 1 round. The cafeteria went silent. Madison blinked. You box? Ava smiled faintly. You'll see. Jason nearly spit out his drink. This, I have to watch. Chapter 10, The Fight That Changed Everything. The next morning, the community gym was packed. Madison looked confident in brand new gloves. Ava wore her old leather ones, her dad's initials stitched inside. The bell rang. Madison came at her hard, swinging wildly. Ava dodged easily, her footwork was perfect, her jabs precise. Madison's punches slowed. The crowd gasped as Ava's skill became obvious. Ava landed a clean body shot, not hard enough to injure, just enough to prove her point. Then she stepped back. I'm done, she said. Madison's face flushed red. The crowd erupted. Ava didn't need to knock her down, she'd already won. Chapter 11, Aftermath and Resolution. On Monday, no one mocked Ava. Madison kept her distance. Jason grinned when he saw her. You're a legend now. Later, Madison approached her. I'm sorry. For everything. Ava nodded. Just, don't do it to anyone else. And for the first time, Madison didn't have a comeback. Chapter 12, The Message. Ava didn't win because she was a better fighter. She won because she refused to let someone else define her. Her dad's words echoed, a champion knows when to fight and when to walk away. Closing to viewers. That was Ava's story, a reminder that true strength isn't about throwing punches. It's about knowing your worth and standing your ground.